again, everybody. Welcome, Patty Cake Crew. Thank you all for coming. Good afternoon. I hope all is well with you guys. All is well with me. Thank you for those who will enter the live and for those who will look at the replay. I appreciate it so much. And for those who may watch from the watchtower, I appreciate you as well. This is somewhat of a pop up, and it's just something that I've been hearing about and talking about in the past. I've heard other content creators talk about it. I've heard people in real life talk about it, and I even know some situations. Welcome in, Joshua. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Yes, you are the first one in. So let's talk about being kind and sharing and all of the things. We have been taught, many of us, I know I have, to always be kind to people, to always share, because when you share, you show that you care. And this is very, very true, and I am not opposed to it. We should share, we should care, we should be kind, but we should also not become victims of certain situations and circumstances and things that are going on. What am I talking about? I am talking about a lot of scammers out here and a lot of people that do not mean you well. This is where discernment and wisdom come in. We have to discern some spirits and have wisdom about some things. Hi, Tim. Welcome in. I want to talk about a situation that I recently heard and have heard similar situations in the past. First, let me caution you. If you meet a stranger on the street, don't stop to talk to them. Don't take anything from them. Don't spend any time. If they are strangers, get away from these people. And I have heard this some years ago, and I'm hearing it even now. People will reach you things like biblical tracts or cards or what have you. And a lot of times these things are laced with things that will put you out. So be careful, be careful. I've heard of situations right around here where I live of people that have been reached certain papers or things, objects, or whatever, and then they became dizzy or kind of lightheaded. So let's be careful. We want to be kind to people, but if you meet strangers, you cannot stop and talk to these people. Don't stop and conversate with them. Just keep walking. You don't have to cuss anybody out or whatever. Well, however you feel like you need to handle the situation, that's you. But by all means, do not talk to these people because it's getting more and more scary out here. More evil is lurking around, and even they will get you with things like biblical tracts. You know, when it comes to things of God, they will try to reach you things, and it could be laced with the wrong thing. So do not accept things from strangers. You cannot be so kind these days and be naive because it's a lot going on out here. Things are not like they used to be. So don't accept anything from people. I remember one time I was in a line behind this lady in a store. It's been a few years ago. I'll say maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And when the lady checked out, I was behind her. She threw a $20 bill in my cart and flew out of the store with her stuff, just went on, never said a word. Well, I was cautious about that $20 bill. I didn't touch it. But what I did do, I got some paper and I picked it up on the tip. I went to the grocery store across the street, bought some alcohol and some paper towel, and washed it down in the cart because I didn't want to give it to a cashier not knowing what was going on with it or whatever. But I was cautious. And so I cleaned it up with the paper towel, paid for the paper towel, and got rid of the 20. Now, today, I might not touch it at all. I might not touch it at all because people have all kinds of tricks. It's sad that we have gotten to a state where we have to hold everybody under suspicion because everybody is not evil. Welcome in, everybody. Miss Kay, how are you doing? Welcome in. Yes, Joshua. I don't know. Let others find this. I'm going to hide you, uh, whoever you may be, because we are not with the evil stuff over here. Thanks for hiding it, Miss Kay. Thank you so much. But just trying to remind us because sometimes we may get lax and we may say, oh, I want to help people. I want to, because I know down here in the South where I live, people are always trying to be kind to everybody, don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but we will have to get out of that mindset. If it's a stranger, we don't know these people, we must keep it going. Sometimes you can't even stop to help people that are panhandling or may even be homeless, may be harmless. I know of a situation in my area where a lady was trying to give a person some money out of the window of the car, and the person tried to take her whole arm off, snatching for her purse. So you see, we can't do that. We can't be naive. We got to have wisdom. We must be wise. And there is something else that I want to talk about: squatters. And I've heard content creators talk about squatters, and I'm hearing more and more about it. People will come in your home, you will be kind to these people, let them live in your home, and then you can't get them out of your home. I heard of a situation through another content creator whereby this man and his son let some family move in their home, and then the family took over the home. They did not want to leave, and basically they took over the home, and the man and his son had to move out. Now that is just too much. I know of a situation personally. Let's see, two doors down from the home that my mom used to own. This young guy who had lost his parents let a young man move in who had fallen on hard times. To this day, that guy is in that home, and the owner moved out because the guy refused to leave, refused to leave, and to this day, he is still in that home, and it's been at least 5 or 6 years now. And the young man just moved out, tried to get some help. His family member tried to help him get some help to put them out, put the guy out. But if you let somebody receive mail at your home or move in your home, they have these squatters' rights. And that is so sad to me. So you can't be kind to let people come and live in your home because these days they don't want to leave. And you don't want to have to be in a confrontation with somebody or get yourself in trouble trying to get somebody out of your home, your apartment, or wherever you may be living. So let's be careful. There used to be a time when you could let somebody live with you, and when the time was up, they would go on. but not these days. So we can't. I remember my mom used to let people. I never do. Yes, I did. I have let someone come and live with me um, for a couple of months or some nights or whatever. They were friends, and I never had a problem. They left, and it was no problem. But you cannot, Jeremiah, be quiet. I don't lie. Excuse me, guys. You cannot allow people, even friends and family members sometimes, you cannot allow them to come in your home and live because some of them will not want to leave. And then that's a whole big thing. You may have to go to court. You have to give them so many days to get out. So let's just be cautious of this fact. Hello, VOM, hashtag VOM. The voice, it matters. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. This was on my mind, and I happen to know some situations personally, and I wanted to talk about it and just to tell people not to become victims. Just because we have been raised to share, to care, to be kind, this is a new group of people these days in this world. It's nothing wrong with the world, but the people here, the people, you will try to help them and they will take advantage. And I know some of you can attest to this fact. So let's be mindful out here, yet let's use wisdom. Let's use discernment. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't look right, it's not right. If it walks like a duck, as the saying goes, and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So let's be careful and get out of this mindset that we got to be kind, we got to help everybody, we got to share with everybody, because that does not work, guys, in every situation. We don't want to find ourselves being losers of our own possessions, our own homes, to evil doers. And that is a lot going on right now. I just wanted to just mention this to all of you as I was thinking about it. This is a pop-up, so I thank everybody for coming in, everybody who may be watching from afar, everyone who will come back and watch the replay. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. But let's just keep in mind that we don't, of course, we might can protect ourselves and all of this stuff, but why get into something that you don't have to? And these are a couple of things that were on my mind about the squatters, because I know of a situation personally, and about accepting papers, cards, um, whatever, oils, whatever people may be handing out on the street. They may be well meaning people, but don't accept anything from anybody because you may find yourself passed out. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even spend time or waste time. There used to be a time when I would go in a grocery store, there would be an elderly person or even middle age or whatever, and people would just talk to you and you would talk to them. But I'm not trusting anybody these days. I just keep it moving. I don't want to talk to you. I don't. It just depends if I'm led to talk to someone. Um, I just try and use wisdom if I'm led to do so, but only if I am being led by the Holy Spirit of God, I will say something to a person. But I'm constantly looking around, head on a swivel, and it's such a shame that we have to live this way, but this is just about the size of it these days. Welcome in, Healing Ann. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate. Yes, the voice, it matters. It is definitely different now. We mean well, and as I said, I know down here in the South where I was raised, and I'm sure many other areas, but I'm just speaking on the region where I was raised. Everybody was taught to be friendly, to talk and speak to everyone, to share, because it's caring when you share, and to be kind to people, allow people in your homes, feed people in your homes, sleep people in your homes. I remember times when my mom would wash clothes for people in her home. You know, people that have fallen on hard times, let people come and spend nights in her home, feed people and all of this. But I am just sorry. I am not going to let anyone in my home to stay over and feed and this or that. You know, some family members I couldn't even let do that because I know the spirit. I know the spirit behind it, and I will not even take chances. And not saying anything is wrong with it, but just be careful. Just be careful with what we allow because we don't want people to take over our apartments, our homes, wherever we may be living. These are our castles. And we have to, these are our sanctuaries that we have to come home to and be careful. Not coming in your home afraid to move around. You got to whisper in your own home. If you want these people to go, you can't get them out. This kind of thing is just foolishness. Welcome in, Keisha H. Welcome in the Bud Files. Helping others, family self, but I pray on it. Yes, VOM, if the Lord leads you, if the Holy Spirit of God leads you to do it, you follow the lead of the Holy Spirit. That's what I'm talking about. Not saying people can't do it, but use discernment, use wisdom while you're doing it because truthfully, we cannot help everybody. Everybody is not well meaning. I don't care if it's family, friends, a stranger, or whoever. Everybody is not well meaning. So all I'm saying is only if the Holy Spirit of the Almighty God leads, that's the only way I would do it. But as far as accepting tracts or books or pamphlets or cards from people on the street, I am not doing that one because I have holy Bibles in my home. I read my own word, and if I don't look in the paper Bible, I can look at it online, on tape or whatever. So I don't need your tracts from a stranger, from strangers in the streets. There has been a group of people that frequent this particular area with big buckets with uh, the name of a church. I don't know what church it is or whatever, but they have this church name on the buckets. And a friend who worked at this certain store said those people would collect all of that money during the day and they would actually come into her store and purchase money orders for bills at the end of the day. So you're representing so-called House of the Living God, and then you take the money and you go and get the money for your bills. But if you look at the bucket, you would think that it would be for the church. So you got all types of scammers out here. They're out here. They are alive and well. So we have to be careful where we plant our money because truly I do not want to throw my money in a bag with holes in it. I want to plant my money on good soil. So I seek God with everything and I use wisdom and discernment. Just because people are walking around saying they don't have money, there's a lady and her child that frequent this certain area with a sign to pay the power bill. And I have actually given money to this lady when I stop at the traffic light. I've actually thrown $5 in a bucket and change and whatever, whatever. And come to find out, this lady goes from area to area. And when I was in another particular area, another month, She had the same sign with the same amount for the power bill. If you're scamming, why didn't you make a new sign and change the amount of the power bill? Is the power bill the very same down to the penny 2 and 3 months in a row? I think not. I think not. And one person got on a social media site and was alerting people of this person. And the lady said she actually stopped and gave this lady some resources of how she could go and get jobs or apply for jobs or to get help, you know. And she even told the lady, go and get a job. Because really, if you can stand out in that heat every day, as hot as it is, 90-degree weather, with a sign asking for monies for bills, you might be able to work some type of job. If you can stand in that heat like that, you can find something that you can do. It may not be what you want it to be, but if you really want to get out there and do honest hustling, you can do it. It's available out here. A young woman told me she can remember there were times when she didn't have jobs, she would clean houses. You know, she would uh, work on the farm. She would do certain things, but she wasn't out there begging. She was doing honest work. So we got to be mindful of these scammers out here. Welcome in Life with Tasharia. How are you doing? Welcome in OK Lounge and News. Gwen, thank you so much for coming and thank you for listening. See, that's another thing. I have to be careful giving money to people on the streets. Yes, you have to be careful. I remember years ago was this certain store that people used to be in front of selling candy apples, selling different things, or with a cup, panhandling and whatever. And I remember once my husband and I went to this store. So I was reaching in my purse to just give a donation, didn't want anything that they were selling, just to give a donation. And my husband um, cautioned me about that. And he told me not to ever open my purse to give anybody anything on the streets. You see, my husband lived in Atlanta for many years, and he saw a lot of things going on, a lot of scams going on, not just there, not picking on them. It's right here in my city. It's in a lot of cities. But he had been living in the bigger city, and he had seen, not only there, he had lived in New Jersey, he had traveled in the military and all of that stuff. So he had seen a lot. He had frequented a lot of larger cities, states, and he had seen way more than I had um, over the years. So he cautioned me about doing that. So I stopped doing it. I started putting like a couple of dollars in my pocket if I had pockets, and if someone came through, or if I felt that I should, I may reach them a couple of dollars or whatever. But we have to be careful how we spend our money. We have to watch our money because times are tight out here. I don't care if you're retired like I am, or if you're on disability, or if you're working a 9 to 5 job. We have to be cautious with our money because everything is on the rise right now. Food is high. You go in the grocery store, I can spend $200 or $300, and when I come home, I hardly have anything. You know, like edibles. I got cleaning stuff. I got some food stuff and different stuff. And I say, my goodness, I spent $300 in the store, and this is all I have. But I'm thankful that I can get what I need. But these prices, inflation is about to get many of us. Things are so high. Traveling Grace, Gwen, be careful out there. Stay hydrated. Yes, so we have to be careful. We want to help, But we can, and I'm going to tell you something, we cannot help with all of these different organizations that we have been accustomed to helping as well. Because I'm told one particular organization, and I'm sure it happens in others, a lot of this money that people give does not go to the people. It goes to some of the bigger heads, the CEOs. They're traveling here, they're taking trips there, they're going to this meeting, to this convention, flying in and out of town, spending money like that, and people are donating large, not telling anybody what to do. But when I heard that, I said, "Oh, uh-huh." So that's what I say when I say we have to watch our monies, because a lot of times poor people are the first to want to give when they don't really have it to give, but they want to give, they want to bless others. But when these people are living large, these people have 3 and 4 homes, they got a summer home, they got this home, everybody in the house is driving nice cars and stuff, and you may be walking or you catching the bus or the train. You may barely be able to keep up maintenance on your vehicle. So why would you throw your money out there to these people in these different organizations, and to think that this money is going for, the big hats, and you're struggling? That is not sound thinking to me. That is not sound thinking. So I have to be careful. My husband used to tell me all the time, I know you got a big heart, you want to help everybody, but you cannot help everybody. If you do, you will go broke yourself. So be led as to who you can help and who you cannot help. What sense does it make to give? I've seen over my life time and time again, give out of your needs, give out of your needs, and you will be blessed, and you will get it back tenfold, and this and that and the other. But a lot of times you give, you have necessities like utilities, rent, mortgage, whatever. And if you're giving up your utilities money, then who will be sitting in the dark? So to me, that's not sound thinking, to give what you need, and then you cannot meet your obligations. I think charity begins at home and spreads abroad. And if you have some left over that you can help somebody, you do that. But don't neglect your home. How many of us know that the family was created even before the church? When God created Adam and Eve, that was the family structure. So take care of family first, and then everything else spreads out. And this is where we make the mistake. We will take care of others and not take care of ourselves or our homes. That is backwards. That is not right. Um, I was recently told something, and I kind of know the situation anyway, whereby this mother would not take care of her son, but would be out there buying groceries for grown men in need. Now, make that make sense. You're not raising your son, you're not taking care of your son. Do you have to go out there and buy groceries for grown men in need? Now, I had a phone call to come in. I had it on Do Not Disturb. but the call came through. I hope you can hear me. Joshua, can you hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me, guys. Or did the sound go out? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, welcome in, Nisi. Chocolate Drop. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you to Sheria. Thank you. I had a call to come in, so I apologize for the interruption. I don't know how much of what I said you heard, but I'm just really basically talking about giving money elsewhere when your family is not taken care of. Your family, your home, your children come before you giving money to organizations or you buying somebody some groceries and then you're not really caring for your own, your children, your child, or whatever, your household. Don't allow your household to go lacking while you're trying to give. A lot of times, some people give outside of the home, and it looks like it becomes a show off or something. That's not important to me. That is not important to me. Family first and charity spreads abroad. If you have some left for out there, then you do it. You don't need a name. I'm going to say, like my mom always says, I don't need a name. I was given a name at birth. So what people think of you out there in the street is really nothing. You cannot worry about how someone thinks, feels, or says about you. And I'm at that point in my life. I used to be concerned about, uh, how people felt about me or feeling badly if I thought somebody didn't like me. We have to be God pleasers, not people pleasers, the Most High God. I don't care about what somebody thinks, feels, or says about me. I am going to continue to be me no matter what. So it really does not matter because if you do bad, some people will not like you and they will scandalize your name. If you do good, the same thing. The same thing. So let's not worry about pleasing people and thinking about what people say about us. And I'm going to say this one more time. Do not worry about how people feel, what they think about you, or what they say about you. Because one day they may feel good about you, and then if they disagree with you the next day, they will go off and talk about you. And, these are the same people that thought so highly of you today, but tomorrow it may be a different story. So you cannot put your trust and stock in people or look for accolades from people. We have to celebrate ourselves. Don't wait for anyone to celebrate us. Celebrate yourself. Because if you're looking for people to celebrate your accomplishments or what you have done good, you will be waiting. So learn to celebrate yourself. Learn to have confidence in yourselves. Don't worry about what people think of you. Yes, VOM, you definitely cannot please people. That is so true. You've been listening, Nisi Chocolate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to drop some tidbits of being careful out here, um, not being gullible to things that are going on and let people prey on your kindness, your goodness. You know, some people can cry fake tears, as they say, crocodile tears. I have seen people with fake tears and don't see a teardrop nowhere. Nowhere. I've seen that so much in my life. People pretend to be crying, and where's the water? Eyes dry, but fake crying. Y'all pay attention to that. I've seen that in real life, not just on social media, but in real life. And I don't know why a lot of times people think that we don't see them. A lot of times, a lot of us see, but we don't say anything. I just be looking. I just be looking and shaking my head on some of the stuff that I hear and that I see even in real life. I'm talking more about real life, but I've seen some things also on social media, not just YT, but other social media, Facebook, other social media outlets. People are people no matter where they are. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So let's be mindful. Let's use wisdom in all things. Don't allow people to get you with these crocodile tears. Ask God to show you the real and the fake. Because one day, God will separate. Let the wheat and the weeds grow together, and God will separate. Because you got a lot of wheat or tares growing together. Let the wheat and the weeds, or the wheat and the tares, grow together, and God will separate. So don't be confused by what is wheat and what is weed. So this is about all that I have. Just some little tips about being cautious and not let people play on your sympathy or in your head or on your mental. Stop trying to please people for people to say, oh, she's so kind, she's so nice. Yes, you are kind and nice when you're doing things for people. But my husband told me a long time ago, when it gets to a point that you're not going to give up any more money or you cannot afford it, people don't want anything to do with you, and they will go out and talk about you and tell lies on you. I had a family member to do that to me. A family member, to a close family member, to do that to me. So I know firsthand, it could be family, friends. So that's why I say you can't worry about what people say, think, or feel, because as long as you're doing what they want you to do, you're good, you're cool. But the moment that you cut off the supply or you just don't have it to give, then you get talked about. I'm talking about experience. Everything I've told you about here today, I've seen it happen. I've seen squatters. I've seen people giving people things that could have been laced with something. It happened to my mama years ago. I think I told that story before. So, yes, I have seen a lot. You will see a huge change. Yes, yes. Facts says Life with Tisharia. And it's not being mean, it's just speaking the truth. And I believe in speaking the truth. I believe in stating facts. And it's not anything that anyone has done to me personally on YT. Nothing. But I've been hearing content creators talk about squatters and talking about being safe and being careful when you're in these streets and strangers approach. I've heard that not just on social media, but I've been hearing this for a long time, and I've experienced some of these things myself that I've talked about of the Most High God, of the Most High God. I'm not talking to anyone else, just believers of the Most High God. I don't try to tell anybody how to believe, but I know how I believe and what I believe. So when I talk about it on my channel, I'm talking about it from my standpoint, never trying to convert anybody or tell anybody what to do or how to believe. You can believe in the universe, the moon, the stars, the sky, anything you want to. That's your business, but I believe in the Most High God, Big G God. This is my personal belief. Not saying anyone else has to believe what I believe, but I know the God that I serve, and He has been here for me. When I look back over my life in dangerous situations or just different situations in general, and how I got through them and how I got over them, no man did that for me. Of course, God uses men and women, but at the end of the day, it is all God for me. Much love to you, Joshua. Much love to all of you. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate each and every one. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for those who will go back and listen to the replay. Thank you to all of you who will go back and listen to the replay, and for the thumbs up, the comments, the interactions, and everything. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Be safe out there, stay hydrated, be careful, and we will see you soon. And another thing, I'm just on here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, to impart a little bit of wisdom to you guys. Thank you so much.